Alex Peterson. Alex Peterson.
Alex Peterson.
Hello?
You're on your line.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
What are you
It's me.
eating?
I was about to ask, yeah.
Finish your
Is it
dinner.
me you're looking for? Yes, Alex Peterson.
Peterson, any relation to Jordan?
Alex.
Hello?
Oh, for God's sake. Alex.
Alex, do you hear us?
Alex.
Yeah, I can
Alex!
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can
we
hear you.
can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Flipping
Excellent.
Jason. Once again, can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me? No. Do you remember Jason used to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, go on, Alex. Go on, Alex.
I just had a question. Obviously, you guys get onto Christians a lot for the fact that they believe that that Jesus takes the sins of other people and that God should just be able to forgive. Am I right in saying that that's something you sort of reject about the Christian doctrine?
So we're saying basically, no, we asked the question, why does God need to die for the sins of the world when he can just forgive?
Yeah, so it's your belief that God can just forgive, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can I read a source for you?
Are you eating?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Don't talk with your
What are
mouth
you
full,
eating?
dude.
What are you eating?
What?
Sounds like
It's
you're eating
toast.
something.
Oh,
You better not,
I
you
wanna
better not
know.
pull this in Ramadan, man. You better not do this in Ramadan.
What are you
What
eating?
What are you eating?
It's a jam and toast.
Jam on toast.
Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't last 30 seconds, man.
At 11 p.m. in the night.
I know, yeah. I got hungry.
Hey, man, you know what? When you're hungry, you're hungry.
Exactly.
Anyway, come on, Alex.
You want to read a hadith to us, Alex?
People eating cereal at midnight, you know?
You might have heard it before. It's let me just find it. Sorry, I
The
should have had
sins
this
of
ready.
the Jews
I have
and
a
the
feeling-
Christians.
I was just about to say that. Allah is my witness, subhanAllah.
What's
There you
that? Say that again.
I'm pretty sure I'm betting. Okay, you can't bet, but if I could bet, I would bet that he's about to quote the hadith about the sins of Muslims being put on the Christians and Jews.
Potentially, aye.
Yeah, you got me, yeah. So I don't need to find it. But it does sound like a similar thing where I'm not going to say innocent people, but people are having their sins replaced by the
No.
So
So your understanding of it is basically wrong.
So you can actually go on Islam Q&A. They give a pretty good answer there. It's pretty easy for you. I mean, you could have just, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because, if you had just even gone as far as just to Google the answer, it probably would have come up.
If I Google anything on Islam, someone's going to have some answer, but it doesn't mean I accept it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, well, no, but you have to at least make an attempt to look at the response, or there are, what Muslims have to say about this, right? So okay. I don't know if it was a Nawawi or who will exactly explain this, but basically that the punishment is for their kufr, right? And what do you call it? So look, there's like 2 or 3 hadith, they're slightly different, but the one from what I'm remembering, essentially the Muslims are forgiven of their sin. So before the Christians and Jews are even mentioned, the Muslims are forgiven. And then as a punishment, and Nawawi explains, I think it's a Nawawi, he explains that as a punishment for their kufr, the punishment is put upon the disbelieving, put upon the Christians and Jews, right? So bottom line, the Muslims, if you read the hadith itself, are forgiven before Christians and Jews are brought even into the picture. And only afterwards, though, the punishment for that sin is put upon the disbelievers. And we know that the Christians and Jews. And we know Christians and Jews end up in hellfire for what reason? For their disbelief. And so a Nawawi, again, I think it's a Nawawi, explains that the punishment is ultimately for their kufr, for their disbelief. Yeah?
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, am I right in saying that in Islam, a person who goes to hell, not everyone goes to sort of the same hell. If you live a worse life, you go to a worse punishment. Is that right? Sort of your punishment can be increased by your sins effectively, yeah?
Alex, what are you banging on about, man? What is your dog in this fight?
Well, the point is that you say that you don't like the doctrine of people taking the sins of others, but this hadith seems to clearly say...
No. I didn't say...
The explanation I've heard there...
Yeah, this is your problem, Alex, now. You don't listen.
I've just listened, but the explanation just doesn't...
No, you didn't. I said to you, it's not that we don't like it.
Let me get the exact wording, and
No,
and then we'll see.
don't worry about the hadith. Don't worry about the hadith.
We don't
Because
need the
I'm going
exact
prior
wording.
to that now.
We know
I'm going
it.
prior to that
Yeah.
now. Okay. I'm going to the point that you made initially that we don't like the fact that someone had to. It's nothing to do with whether we like it or don't like it. Okay. You think we reject Christianity because we don't like the idea of someone forgetting someone's sins forgiven? Is that why you think we don't like Christianity?
Well, that's an argument.
Well, no, we don't make. Do we make that argument?
Hamza, I have the answer right here.
No, one second, Ramsey. One second.
That's
Do you think we make that argument?
I've heard people say that. I don't know if you guys
Have you heard
do.
me say it?
I've listened. I've heard people say it. I don't know about
Have
you.
you heard me say it?
I don't know. Probably not.
Have you heard John say it?
No.
Have you heard Jazz say it? Have you heard
The
Ramsey
answer
say it?
is
Have you
no.
heard you say
I've
it?
probably heard you guys mention that. Yeah.
Well, I would say this: when you come onto the arena, leave your logical fallacies at the door. Yeah, we're not interested in your straw men. Okay, you ask us what we believe. You can ask us why we reject the idea. This is one thing, but don't assume our position and then attack that position because it's not our position. We don't dismiss Christianity because we don't like the idea of someone being forgiven sins. We don't. Simple as that. Okay, I can question why God can't just forgive sin, can't I?
Yeah.
Are you a Christian, Alex?
I'm sort of agnostic, but if I was to take like my morals from anywhere, it'd probably be the New Testament, the Christian.
Where would you take your morals from in the New Testament?
Just the general
What
principle.
morals would you take? What morals would you take?
Do to others as you'd have them do to you. Turn the other cheek, that kind of thing.
just take a choose.
Can I play on this?
Well, yeah. As I said, I'm not. Go on.
All right. Okay. So you know this maxim of do unto others as you would have done to yourself.
Sounds a bit unjust.
Yeah. Check this out for a problem. So you know in America you get these sort of gun crazy people that are like, I'm going to protect my land no matter what I do. If anyone comes here, I'm going to shoot them. Yeah. Now imagine
Ramsey.
this guy. He loves combat. Like he loves battle. So he leaves his windows
in
open.
Arabic, not in English.
Say again.
Not what Yusuf said, but in Arabic, not in English.
I could actually understand Yusuf when he spoke American.
Yeah, like, it actually suits him more than him pretending to be English.
Let me make a point. So this guy loves combat, so he leaves traps and he leaves his window open because he wants someone to try to burgle him so that he can defend his property because he loves it more than anything. Now, using that maxim, do unto others as you would have done to yourself. If he wants to goad people to try to rob him so he can defend his land and get into combat, maybe he even goes up there and he's got a gun.
He's got a
That frozen face is awful, isn't it?
Jason.
There's curtains.
Can you not hear me?
We can't see you, man.
No, we can hear you, but we can't.
Your face is frozen.
Right, I'll just turn this off so that you're not distracted. So.
Oh, we're not distracted by Mr. Miyagi.
Now I'm even more distracted.
Crying out loud. Just close your eyes and use your imagination. So,
yes, this guy, not the first time you've said that.
Let me make the bloody point. It's a good point.
Wax it off.
Wax on.
Let me make the point.
Sand the floor.
Oh, for crying out loud. Alex, are you following my point so far?
No, I get you, but to be fair, I don't think he wants that. He might want to do that, but I don't think that's what he wants other people to do to him. Do you know what I mean?
No. It's not about what he wants. But the point is because I've not finished the example. You said, do unto others as you would have done to yourself. So if this man wants people to rob him so he could defend his land, and he believed in that maxim, he could justify going and robbing other people because he thinks, do unto others as you would have done to yourself. If he is happy for this to be done to him, using your maxim, he can justify doing it to others.
It's do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So what you want, the way you want other people to treat you.
Yes.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, but I mean, listen, you've sort of turned it into a trick there.
No, it's not a trick. It's not a trick.
No, that's not the spirit of it, is it? You know that's not the spirit.
No. But this is the point. No, it's not a trick. The point is
the spirit of the. Come on.
The point. 1 second. Let me make my point. The point is that the idea completely neglects problem situations where when people hear this, they think, oh, everyone must have as much empathy and compassion as me. It's not taking into consideration that when you use this maxim, that people that aren't as nice as you can take that to a bad place. That's the point. It's not about the quote unquote spirit of the law, because it's the law itself. Is it complete, or is this something that someone that isn't as soft natured as you are, maybe they are some sort of like Viking, they love combat, they love battle, like that maxim has problems with those type of people. That's the point. It's an example, a counter example, where you could say this as if it's some sort of universal law. Number one, it's not obvious that it is. And number two, if you do apply it as a universal law, it can take you to dark places. And just because you don't like where it takes you, you can't just say, oh, but that goes against the spirit. No, that goes against your particular inclinations. But there's nothing about that maxim that means that the combat warrior type shouldn't be able to do as he wills to others as he would have done to himself. He wants to be able to go and try to steal from people so that he could test his mettle and see how strong he is and prove how much of a man he is to his community. So he's happy to have other people try to do that to him as well. Come on, bring it. Come to my gaff. I've got my guns ready. I'll throw them on the floor. I'll throw you a knife and we'll have some hand-to-hand combat. Like, why not? That's the point. It's that it sounds nice. It sounds nice. But if you apply it to every type of person, it starts to fall apart.
The other point I'd add is it doesn't prove that they're followers, right? Like for the Islamic equivalent, if you like, is that you don't truly believe until you love for your brother what you love for yourself. So it's connected with belief. It's like the whole purpose of the ruling of getting you to treat others good is a proof of your belief. Whereas, like you say, and of course your belief comes with the whole package. Okay, you can't just, it's not just one rule. You have to take the whole Quran and the Sunnah into perspective together when you're acting upon that belief. So the Islamic version makes a lot more sense than this. Like you say, Yusuf pointed out some of the problems with that version. It doesn't help you from a religious perspective. Like you could be it's like you say, it's just a philosophy.
How's
that going to help you get to paradise?
I say that maybe the wording of what you've mentioned there, John, might be better, to be fair, but the spirit of it is the same, isn't it? Like, I know Yusuf brought an example where, you brought up an example that I don't think that's the sort of the spirit of what it's saying. I don't take it as that anyway. I don't think many people who read it take it as like, oh, I'm an axe murderer, and I like axe murder, so.
No, it doesn't need to go that far. It could just simply be that someone likes combat. Someone likes a fight. You doesn't have to want to kill them. You don't like, that's just an extreme to just show you how silly it can get. But you can go to less extremes and it still be problematic.
You could probably do the same thing with the brother one, though, couldn't you?
No, because we confined it to the Quran and the Sunnah.
Right.
So we, like, for example, we're not allowed to. We're not a Muslim if our brothers are not safe from our hands and our tongues. Yeah, so we have a lot that restricts the way we behave as a community with one another. Yeah, now, if it's, are you a Christian or an atheist, or what are you?
He says he's agnostic, but I think he's a Christian and knows we're going to rip Christianity apart. So he's hiding.
He's a Christian.
That.
Okay, well, if you're
we'll still be a Muslim. It would just lack iman. That's what
he's a Christian. He's not an agnostic.
Okay, I don't mind. You can make those assertions about me. I don't mind.
Have you read the Bible, mate?
Yeah.
So what does God say about forgiving sin?
It depends where you look, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, there's problems with that.
No. What does God say about? No. What does God say?
There's a verse in the Old Testament. I can't remember it. Is it in Ezekiel?
What does God say? Yeah, exactly. What does God say in the Bible about forgiving sin, and how does it disagree with what I'm saying, or what Islam teaches?
He says something like, "Yeah, if he repents, then it won't be brought up again," or something like that. I mean, I'm not here to defend it. So
right. No. So the point is this, right? So the point is moot. So you should be questioning, why do Christians believe that they have to have a redeemer when God clearly says in the Bible they don't?
Yeah, good point, mate. You called me a Christian. It's a good point.
Well, you're the one who's trying to scrabble in Christianity, finding.
No, I said that. I said I like the moral system of the Old New Testament better than probably any of the other. Like,
What don't you like about Islam? Give me one teaching of Islam you don't like.
Oh, you can go to all like the classic ones. The classic ones that you guys would never do today, but they are supposed to be revelation.
Give me one
from
teaching
God.
of Islam that you disagree with.
I mean, I don't think it. Okay, let's take. Let's just find one, shall we?
Oh, you have to Google it
Question
now.
you're googling.
You have
What
to
are you
Google
Googling?
something you don't
What you
like.
don't know?
It's not.
No,
on the
I
text.
don't want to misrepresent you. It's gonna be. I'm gonna go to the there's a hadith about like capturing women.
I'm not in. Listen to me. I'm asking you a
I
simple
want to get the
question.
exact wording, so
I
I
don't
don't
want to
misrepresent
justify.
the point.
Listen to me. Stop doing that. I wish you all of you callers stop doing this, right? Stop giving me your justification of your answer before you give me your answer. Please stop it. You
Okay,
can
let me
tell me
try
what
and-
you can say to me. This is the teaching of Islam I don't like. And then if we say, well, that's not a teaching of Islam, then you can go scrabbling in Google. But first, answer the question: which teaching of Islam don't you like?
Okay, how about this right hand possessed one? But for me specifically,
What teaching of Islam don't you like? I'm going to ask you the last time.
I don't know how you want me to word it. Right hand possess, or what do you want me to say? The hadith where they capture women.
Okay,
And the
ask me
guys.
a teaching of Christianity I don't like.
What's the teaching in Christianity you don't like?
The idea that Jesus had to die for my sins and is co-equal in a trinity with God. There you go.
Okay.
Ascribing
Right.
partnership with God. I don't like that. Therefore, I reject that. Okay. Tell me the teaching of Islam that you don't like.
Sex slavery.
Sex slavery. Okay. Where does Islam teach sex slavery?
Can I grab the verse?
Where does Islam teach sex slavery? First of all, define for me what sex slavery is.
Define sex slavery, yeah.
Define sex slavery, and then tell me where Islam teaches such a thing.
A person who belongs to you, firstly, I think that's the slave part covered, who you at will can have sex with, and they have no choice in the matter.
So you're saying in Islam,
No, we don't believe that.
one second. You're saying in Islam, you can take someone as a slave and rape them.
I mean, let's take the rape part out if that's the part you don't like.
No.
You
Having sex against their will is... Shut up.
You can
Having
own a
sex
person.
having sex against their will is rape. Having sex against someone's will is rape. So you believe there's a teaching of Islam that says you can enslave women, yeah, and rape them, yeah?
Well, you tell me this.
No, I'm not telling you that. First of all, I'm not sugarcoating nothing here. I'm establishing your position. You believe in Islam there's a teaching that you can enslave women and rape them, yes?
Let's take the rape out of it.
Okay.
No, you
Okay.
don't.
Let's take the rape out of it. Okay. So you believe there's a teaching in Islam that you can take women as slaves, and if they're agreeable, have sex with them.
Yeah.
Okay, and you don't like that.
No, I don't like. Why does that need to be in there?
Okay, hold on.
So you don't like
Why does that
that.
need to be revealed?
If I could ask, wait, hold on. But Alex, hold on, just to be okay. Before we talk about what a slave is and what a slave isn't, or what we call, before we get into the word slave and its meaning and its usage and this, that, the other, and its connotation, question: if sex is had willingly between two people, regardless of their relationship, regardless of like whether it's
I need to find this hadith, because when you actually read it,
No. He's asking a very good question here. So you're not going to duck the question. Do you
one second.
believe a man and woman can have sex whether they're married or not?
No, I was going to say, well, like, if it's consent, look, right now,
consensual.
You took the rape out of it. Okay, you took the rape out of it. That saves us time. Good. So now, if we're talking about consensual, are you opposed to two people, regardless of who they are, regardless of like whether it's whoever they are between each other? If it's consensual, it's okay.
No.
Okay, so
one second. You're agnostic. Why not?
Yeah, I was about to say.
So is this going into where your morals?
So just to be clear, as an agnostic, you're opposed to two consenting adults having sex.
Broadly, yeah, generally, but obviously you're going to bring up the brother sister one or brother and brother one.
No. You've just
It's
answered
disgusting.
it.
I
No.
just don't like it.
in general. No, I'm not. No,
Alex, you just
No.
answered in reverse. Okay. Do you believe a man and woman can have sex if it's consensual?
Generally speaking, I'm not talking about exceptions of incest. It's just generally speaking.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
they
then
can.
what's
It's
the issue then?
consensual.
So then why
Okay,
are
let
you
me read. Let me read the source then. Let's see. Let's see whether it sounds like.
You can read the hadith. Well, first I want.
First, we're establishing your position, mate. Okay. So let's say a guy has a maid, and the maid agrees to sleep with her master. Is that okay?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, as long as the guy's not married. I mean,
Okay,
No, the guy's married. The guy's married.
the guy's right. Well, no, it's not okay. It's
Why not?
adultery.
Why not? Why not, Mr. Agnostic?
Well, I'll view it. Let's do it as an internal critique.
Why not, Mr.
God
Agnostic?
says adultery should
No,
be
why
punished
not?
by
No.
stoning or
Why
something.
not, Mr.
That's
Agnostic?
why it's not okay for. Go on.
You're agnostic. So why is it wrong for him to have sex with his maid?
He should consider the feelings of his wife. That's just something inside me. I don't have a book telling me that, but it's just something I feel inside me. You should consider the
Alex, just to be clear, according to you, whatever the
Feelings.
whatever the wife likes and doesn't like is the objective standard for morality. Dude, are you being forced to say this against your will? Like, I feel like someone's like, I feel like it.
What if the wife's agreeable? What if the wife says, "Yeah, you can have sex with the maid"? That's all.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. So if the guy's married and the wife agrees he can have sex with the maid,
He is
then
quite
it's fine.
literally. He is quite literally deifying women right now, saying whatever pleases the
No,
woman.
Let's go to this room.
It's the same for a woman as well.
No, so if the woman,
You're
if the
deifying the
wife is
spouse.
happy,
You're deifying the spouse.
One second.
No,
So if the wife
not
is
deifying
happy,
anything.
Alex. So if the wife doesn't mind him having sex with the maid, yeah, is that okay?
If I don't think that's the best thing for like a cohesive
No,
society.
If the wife doesn't
no.
mind, is that okay? Because all this hurt feelings of the wife and this is irrelevant now. Okay, is it okay?
I think we should look to put together a cohesive
Hamza
society.
using his logic, if the wife never finds out, it's fine. If the wife never finds out, right? If she never finds out, it doesn't hurt her, does it? According to you, but I'm not.
If the wife agrees to it.
No, by the way, guys, I'm not condoning.
You guys are sort of trying to rate my moral principle over. I've clearly got no sort of moral like.
No, we're just showing you double standard, mate.
I just
Alex, you've admitted that your moral basis is your feelings.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But when I
you don't mind
my parents, when I treat my family,
Okay, Alex.
I do what I feel is right. Whereas you guys hold to this book, which tells you you can basically.
Just chill for a sec. 1 second. Okay. Here's the problem. You came in here wanting to talk about sex slavery, and then you
No, I didn't come in here wanting to talk about sex slavery.
Hold on, man. 1 second. Okay, you brought up sex slavery.
Because you asked me something I don't like.
Let me finish. Okay, you brought up sex slavery for whatever reason. No problem. Okay, it doesn't matter. You brought it up, and then you seem to somewhat indicate that it was forced upon them, but then you took that back. Okay, that's fine. Good.
It does sound like that. It does sound like that. If you let me read it.
Okay, Alex. Okay, well, you conceded that it's not. So now, do you want me to disprove? I can disprove it in 10 seconds, but if there's no point in doing that, if you concede it's not.
Disprove how this is not.
Okay, so first, just 1 second. Just to be clear. So now you're going back. So the argument is it is forced, and yeah. So is that the argument now? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that argument. You can make that argument.
Can I read it?
Alex, please stop avoiding
me. Let me read it.
Alex, I will let you read it, but I need to know what on earth your argument is. Are you reading it just for the fun of it, or what's your argument to prove?
Okay,
what argument are you proving?
Let's go all the way, and you disprove me if I'm wrong. It sounds like there's people who feel it within themselves because they got their own morality. They don't come from the book. They don't want to have sex with these women because they're probably married and the women are married. And the women obviously don't want to have sex with them because they've just like slaughtered their family or whatever. Oh, okay. And God says, no, yes, of course, go and have sex with these women, despite the fact that you feel it in your own self.
Where does God say, have sex with these women, you've just slaughtered their family? Where does God say that?
Where does God say exactly that? He doesn't say exactly that.
Why are you saying he does?
Okay.
Well, because that's the scenario.
So why are you quoting God saying that?
Okay, look.
You won't let me read the actual reference.
Okay, Alex, let me just address your argument. Alex, let me address your argument. Okay, so first of all, in Islam, yes, you are allowed to take female and male captives in war. We don't just slaughter we don't slaughter them. There's a couple options. Look, in warfare, there are only a couple options you do with prisoners of war. Option A, you just put them all to death. That's the first option. Second option, you ransom them. Let me finish.
There you go, John.
Sorry, just quickly, guys. I'm going to have to get going.
All right.
Inshallah.
Thanks for joining, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Hamza's Padawan. Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
A Padawan, by the way, is my Jedi trainee. Go on. Sorry, carry on.
Does that make me a Jedi Master? No, I'm joking. So, now, very simple. So Alex, okay. Option, whenever prisoners of war happened, in warfare, you take prisoners. That's just the nature of war. So, you have a couple. Yeah, okay, let me finish. A couple options of what to do with them. Option A, you kill them. That's one option. People do that sometimes. Option B, you ransom them for whatever reason. Option C, you take them in. You look after them. You provide for them. You do you give them a roof over their heads. You give them food on their table. You give them you look after their children. You do everything for them. And then in return, yes, Muslim men, yes, let me speak. Let me speak. In return, giving them free rent, free food, free healthcare, free education. Quite literally, it's almost like a hotel. Giving them literally everything. You just fought a war against these people, and now you're giving them a hotel to live in, essentially. And now, yes, in return, yes, it's not completely free. Yes, because someone is being treated quite literally like a wife. You're being given almost all the rights of a wife. In return, you are allowed to be intimate with them, not forcibly. And how do we know it's not forcibly? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, if you slap a slave, you have to free the slave. If you can't slap a slave, I don't imagine how you can force yourself upon a slave. Okay, so is that clear? Now, by the way, you might be wondering, oh, well, what do you call it? Why take them as captives? Why do all that? I already explained that there's only a couple options of what to do with captives of war. There's only a few options, right? Those are the only options you have. If you ask me, the third option sounds like the best option. Keep in mind, these aren't just random people. These are people you fought a war.
What's your solution for these women, Alex? The men have just been killed in this village. And
but you can do everything.
What's your solution?
Everything you just mentioned, you could do. Whatever you.
Alex, what's your solution, mate? What's your
solution? You can take them as whatever your maids or whatever. But why should
you take them as your maids? Do they
not
have?
Why should you?
Alex, do they not have
sex with these people whose husbands are alive? Why?
So are you saying these
why
women,
not just not have sex with them?
Are you saying these women can never have sex again if they're taken?
I just explained it's consensual. I just explained that. Or if a woman chooses, to be stop 1 second. If a woman chooses to be to be intimate consensually, why do you have an issue with that?
Yeah, that's not what comes across in the hadith to me at all.
Okay, really, so
like you've gone to war with that tribe.
I guarantee the hadith he wants to read does not mention anywhere where people are being forced. He does not.
I agree.
No, it doesn't. But it does.
Okay, beautiful. Does it mention that? Wait, stop. Does it mention people being forced?
No, but it does.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My point exactly. So it's not in there. So stop putting it.
Alex,
in there.
would you watch a lot of porn, mate?
No, not really. Try not.
Not really. A little bit. Just a little bit.
Stop it, Hamza. Please stop.
No, I know you were all over it before you got that beard.
Just a little bit, yeah. Just a little bit.
God, okay, yeah. Look,
what did you see? Your mind's in the gutter. That's a problem. And I'm trying to.
No.
And the amazing thing is, you brought your mind out of the gutter to try and challenge Islam with it.
Well, on the plain reading, I think people know what this says.
You failed miserably, mate.
Alex, you just agreed with me. It doesn't mention people being forced. So why are you assuming that?
And he just agreed consensual sex.
You haven't even let me read it. You said you'd let me read it.
You just told me and agreed with me it doesn't mention people being forced.
You haven't let me read it.
So, okay, does it mention people being forced once again?
You have to say that explicitly for that to be implied.
It doesn't say that in any way. It doesn't say that in any way.
Okay.
Does it say that in any way, shape, or form?
Alex, have a good evening, mate.
No, it doesn't.
On you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Actually, just keep him, Hamza, if that's okay.
Go on.
Hey guys, why?
No. I want to follow this through to it. So, Alex, just to put it to you, if this question is resolved for you, what comes next?
Oh, there's other things I don't like. I'm not being funny. There's a lot of good teaching, but there are things in there I just don't like. There are things that I just don't think are true.
He's opposed to consensual adults having sex. Okay, he's become this guy's a saint. He's an agnostic saint.
Let's entertain an idea for a moment here, Alex. Okay, how much research would you say you've done into Islam compared to other religions, like say Christianity? What's the level of research? Are they comparable? Not comparable?
I know a lot more about Christianity, I would say, but I do know,
Is
so,
it because you're a Christian?
no, I was raised in that environment,
Okay.
but
Do you
You're a
do you
Christian.
presently believe that Christ Jesus is God?
no.
Do you
If
believe
I
that?
go on,
Do you believe he died for your sins?
no, not really.
Okay, no, not really. It's yes or a no.
Well, I
How
don't
can you
think
be?
religion. I don't think religion is that like clear cut, is it? You can sort of
I
be.
think it is.
I
I
don't.
think it has to be. A religion is a set of ideas and principles.
Well,
It's not like
if it's clear cut, then I would have to say no because I don't believe it to any level enough to say that I am,
okay. Can you
part.
give me an example of one thing you're certain of in your life?
Um,
Are you
that I
certain you
exist.
exist?
Yeah,
That you
I am.
exist?
Yeah.
You exist. Okay. Do you believe that you're having a real conversation with us right now?
Yeah.
Do you believe that logic is something which is universal, meaning it applies to all things at all times for things that exist?
Practically, yeah. There's no reason
Okay,
to deny that.
right. Would you say that the doctrine of Tawheed, do you know what that is?
Yeah, the one or the
Oneness of God.
unification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a reasonable belief or an unreasonable belief?
Yeah, it's reasonable, but go on. Sorry, I'm not going to cut you off.
No.
Yeah, it's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, forget the practices. Those are an aside. I'm just speaking about Tawheed itself. Do you find that Tawheed is sensible, reasonable, meaningful
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
compared to, let's say, Christianity?
I would say that it's simpler to understand, but it doesn't necessarily make it more likely to be correct. I don't think.
No, not simpler. Would you say it's more reasonable than what Trinitarians believe?
Let's say yes for argument for COA.
Not
Yeah.
for argument's sake. I want your genuine answer.
Well, the thing is, like, we can't understand the nature of God. Even you guys, even though you say there's one God, but you still don't fully understand the nature, do you? So,
So
like, if
it's
God's
not
got a
that we need. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. No one is making the claim here that we have to understand God fully, but God should describe himself to a level that we can understand him. Every Muslim here will tell you we understand God in a level which is meaningful and reasonable to us. We can at least understand who he is as he describes himself. He is Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, he is Al-Awwal. These are words with meanings, definite, clear meanings we understand. As an example, Hamza, do you believe that Allah is Ar-Rahman?
Yes.
Is that a clear teaching and belief?
Yes.
Right, so you can understand the identity of God. But no one is saying here that we need to understand all of God, just the basics. So would you say the foundation for God in Islam is more reasonable than the faiths that you've studied? It's a yes or a no question.
It's clearer. It's definitely clearer. Yeah.
Not reasonable, not clever, reasonable.
It's more reasonable that God would reveal like, a clear nature. Yeah, but I'm not going to
Yeah,
say that.
no, but you accept it. I don't know why you're resistant to say it,
I know.
but
All my point is, I accept 100% that the doctrine of like the nature of the oneness of God is clear in Islam, and in Christianity it's quite blurred. You can take different, as Unitarian, Trinitarian, this and that. But it's not to say that it's more reasonable to say that the creator of the universe is one instead of like three persons or whatever. I don't understand why
it
that's
is more.
necessarily more reasonable.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is what I'm going to say, that you don't understand reason then. Reason means things which the mind can understand. So this is what we call logic. And it's logical, if you heard the earlier conversation, that there is one penultimate creator and power and authority in the universe, then there are more than one of him, right? This is the law of the excluded middle, the law of non-contradiction working together. You can't have two entities that are co-eternal and co-powerful at the same level with each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Right. So then Islam would be more reasonable in this case than the Christian notion that there were three persons. Some people say with their own wills, some people say with one will. Right? They're unclear about that. For Islam, we believe Allah has a will. He has an irada. We accept this. We believe this. So it is reasonable. It does not violate the law of non-contradiction. Whereas believing that God is three persons with three minds, that is unreasonable. Because they compete with each other. Who has the ultimate authority? Doesn't make sense. It's thus less appealing, right? And the Christians, in order to answer this question, they had to come up with something called monarchical Trinitarianism, where the Father is the ultimate God. At that point, just accept Islam. If you're going to go through all those hoops, just accept Islam at that point. So I put the question back to you based on what I've just said, using the laws of logic. Is Islam more reasonable in its articulation and expression of the identity of God than that of Christianity's?
Okay, yeah.
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 Shit,
Cool.
just say it. Yes. Let me hear the answer. And if it isn't, you have to tell me. And I'll give you an example here, right? If God is all-knowing and he creates us out of his mercy and he wants us to know him and he gives us revelation, then he would give us a revelation
no, I
that
agree
we can
with that.
understand, right? So how does Allah do that for us? He gives us one chapter in the Quran, 4 lines that a child to an adult can recite, and it perfectly describes for us who God is. Do you know that chapter,
Yeah,
Alex?
on the nature of God, if he was to reveal something, yeah, I agree that it should be that it's simple to at least understand his nature, but it doesn't follow on that everything that's revealed
I
in
agree,
Islam is.
but I agree with you. But I'm saying to you, at least get the foundation right. First God, then everything else. So if the expression of God is reasonable, understandable, meaningful, then we can go to the other parts. But this is the foundation for every Muslim, who Allah is and why we worship him. Everything else we can discuss after. So if you can agree that this description of God is more reasonable, what comes next for you, Alex? What is the next thing that holds you back? What is the next question at the back of your mind?
Well, I guess after that, you got to examine what's revealed, supposedly. And I just like looking at it, although I see, the teachers in there, which you'd say, yeah, that's good, and that seems ahead of its time. It doesn't look like it's revealed by an almighty God to me, anyway. I mean, you guys obviously have a different opinion, but.
Well, I'll say this, right? Have you read the Quran, Alex?
I haven't read it like back to front, but I've sort of
So I'll give you just one chapter. It's chapter 112. I'm gonna put the link in the back chat, okay? I'm just gonna send it to you. And here's what I'm gonna say to you. Remember how I said that God would want us to know him, understand him, make sense of him? We say that Allah revealed a surah, a chapter so simple that anyone has the capacity to understand it. In that case, it would mean, right, that God would have had to reveal this chapter. This chapter says more than I would argue the entire Bible does about God. I'm just going to put the chapter back there for you. It's only like 20, 21 words maximum. But it answers almost every question we can have about God. So you have the ability to use Google, as you mentioned earlier. Look up the Muslim commentaries of this chapter. Entire encyclopedias, tomes have been written on these 4 lines. Right? And this is why we say it's a miracle. Because it's not just 4 lines, it's 4 lines with purpose, meaning, and benefit. And that's why I would leave the conversation, to be honest with you.
All right. Yeah, I'll read it. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Alex. Hamza,
Take care, Alex.
Take care.